The Spanish Navy has reiterated its immediate need to procure alternative Harrier attack aircraft. This urgency was conveyed by the leader of the Navy's aircraft fleet, Captain Jose Emilio Regodon. He further emphasized that the transition from the Harrier to the United States' fifth-generation F-35B aircraft ought to commence without any delay. Upon the full transition of the Italian Navy and the U.S. Marines to the F-35B, we risk ending up as the sole users of the Harrier, he notes. This highlights the pressing nature of the requirement for timely aircraft deliveries in light of the prevailing backlogs in the arsenal. Regodon asserts that the Harriers maintain their operational capacity presently and are consistently updated in Spain to the maximum extent possible. However, plans are underway in Madrid to retire these aircraft in 2030. Analysts point out that the aircraft's platform is antiquated and the program supporting it is set to conclude in 2028. They underscore the untenability of ensuring the aircraft's functional updates and ongoing viability beyond this time frame. The commander of today's 9th Squadron reveals that their fleet consists of 11 active aircraft, indicating it's possible that one plane has already been retired or has been relegated to providing spare parts. For instance, data from the military balance reveals that by 2022, the Spaniards possessed a total of 12 AV-8B+ models along with an additional T-AV-8B, which is a dual-seat training aircraft, in their inventory. It is a fact that the Harrier jets in Spain have consistently received updates since their inception. The history of these planes, as referenced by Regodon, spans an impressive 40 years. Initially, in their day attack guise, they were subsequently upgraded to the SNUG Spanish Navy upgrade standard. Finally, between 1996 and 2003, the fleet transitioned to the present B+ variant. The current state of these aircraft sees them updated to IFF Mode 5, with additional upgrades planned for their avionics, systems, and weapon inventory. However, it is worth noting that the 11 aircraft serving in the 9th Squadron are entering the final phase of their life cycle, with plans already in place for their eventual retirement. Discussing the potential implications of losing the Harrier jets without a suitable replacement, Regodon asserts that the absence of a deployable fixed wing will symbolize a retrogressive move in our strategic aspiration, pointing out the recent deployment of the landing helicopter Doc Juan Carlos I Adalo 23 as an illustration. The commander emphasized the versatility provided by the fixed-wing deployment for armed ground forces, naval units, coordinated strikes, and internal infiltrations. This breadth of operational flexibility, according to Regodon, is solely granted by an air wing outfitted with fixed-wing aircraft. About the F-35 tail, it's noteworthy that deliveries for these aircraft are already mapped out for the next 14 years. However, its manufacturer Lockheed Martin rests precariously at the maximum point of their current production and capabilities. Furthermore, any intended expansion is closely tied to potential risks. Spain's desire to acquire the U.S. F-35B, a fifth-generation stealth fighter, was first noted in Spanish publications precisely 12 months ago. During this time, subject matter experts postulated that Spain and Austria are likely the novel customers for Lockheed Martin's F-35B. Even back then, insights from Spanish experts implied that Madrid had devised a two-phase strategy. One phase involves allocating over €6 billion for the procurement of the F-35B during the 2023 to 2028 timeframe. The subsequent phase has outlined an additional €4.5 billion of investment in the F-35B. The pursuit of the F-35B by Madrid is primarily driven by a factor that has been widely discussed and has greatly influenced the global sale of the F-35 over the past year. This significant reason is the European FCAS program. As we have previously discussed in September 2022, the European Future Combat Air System, which pertains to the next-generation fighter aircraft, is projected to not materialize until the mid-century due to multiple disagreements amongst the involved parties that have radically changed the course of its development and production plans. The intended launch of the FCAS was initially set to fall within the timeframe of 2035 to 2040. The nature of the disagreements observed was significant. Solely allocating specific roles became a point of contention between Germany and France, subsequently causing a marked delay in the FCAS program. Both France's Dassault and Germany's Airbus experienced difficulties in dividing the necessary labor. Among the three involved countries, it was Germany who faced the challenges of making tough calls given the lengthy, intricate, and uncertain voting process in their parliament. The source of this information is attributed to an undisclosed French entity with a presumed significant stake in the project. The informant alleged that the tripartite countries are engaged in debates on role allocations in addition to grappling with the legislative holdups encountered during defense expenditure voting procedures by the German parliament.